It doesn't demoralize Palestinians, also demoralize Jews. So that's why I think to get rid of this deadlock, we need three dimensions of struggle. The Palestinians to go on their struggle non-violently to get rid of the being under occupation. The pro-peace, pro-justice, the true ambassadors of peace in Israel to continue their preventive approach of non-violence to get rid of the occupation, of being the occupier, and to save their country in a way or another, but also to liberate themselves from being the occupier. They cannot play the victim anymore, they are the perpetuator. It is the time to help the world to get rid of the guilt that the Israeli government is trying to enhance in them, and also to help the Jews to get rid of the victim mentality. Because the victim mentality, they are using it for carte blanche to do whatever they want. The third dimension of the struggle is the pro-justice camp in the world, prophetic voices, the UN, the quartet, to empower the weak and to bring the strong to their senses, not to their knees. This is where we are. And many times whenever I talk to Jews in the world, and they are concerned about the soul of Israel, I say, if you want to save the soul of Israel, help Israel to get rid of the occupied territories. As Palestinians, we hit the ground. And we said we accepted the minimal justice. You know, we accepted 22.7% of our historic land. And even though the Israeli government is not doing anything, they would like to have the cake and eat it. 500,000 settlers living in the West Bank. Many bypass roads. The West Bank becomes divided in cantons and Palestines. I call it now Palestines. And each Palestine is separated from one to another. So it is enough. Enough is enough before it's too late. Let me also tell you a thing. Our population is a youth population. You know, under the age of 30, almost 65% of our people. So Israel is not immune from other uprisings in the Palestinian circles against injustices. The new generation will tell us, sleep, you have done nothing for us, we'll take measures by our hand. And also, in the Israeli road, they are not immune from spring, what we call revolution. They know, the Israelis, the average Israeli, that the government, their government, is spending much money on the settlements and ignoring the basic things, rights in Israel. That's why they demonstrate in Tel Aviv, in the major cities, they say people need social justice. Imagine, look at this, the Israeli GNP per capita is around $27,000. The Palestinian GNP per capita is around $1,200. Here they call for social justice. What about the Palestinians? The Palestinians are the pride of social justice, human security, political security. We have nothing. And when Bob Dylan said, when you have nothing, you have nothing to lose, you know? And we have nothing to lose except our handcuffs, our prison. So the Palestinians, maybe in a few years, if there will be no fair solution, no justice, they will go for another uprising. And I don't want to see another uprising. I like to celebrate life. My kids love to celebrate life. And we don't want to celebrate it on the expense of others. We like to celebrate it with others. And we are entitled to all kinds of justices, all kinds of rights, whether civil political rights, social and economic rights, whether it will be rights for self-determination and statehood, or the right to live in a safe environment void of chemical weapons, nuclear weapons, and weapons of mass destruction. It is shame on the world when Israel is building up its arsenal with 300 to 400 nuclear bombs, and they are not talking about it, and they try to tell the world in the Middle East, stop it. So you see the double standard in the Arab world about this kind, in the world, not the Arab world only. So I think it is the time to have even-handed policy from the Western government perspective, and to find ways to curb this influence of Israel. As said, power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. And of course, lack of power on the Palestinian side will corrupt. And Israel, as a government, is playing patron-client relationship. So I really appeal to the Australians, to the churches, to the peace camp, to those NGOs, to civil society, to tell them this cause of justice needs you. And your prophetic voice and action is needed. Not to be pro-Palestinian, but to be pro-justice. To help both sides see a new route. To tell the Israeli government, stop it. To call things by their name. Because on the Palestinian side, I believe no one is more moderate than President Abbas and the Prime Minister Fayyad. And the Palestinians are calling for non-violence. And we hope that the Australian government will vote for the Palestinian appeal for full membership at the UN 194. Please don't let us down. And this is the collective responsibility we are talking. And we are as part of this movement which call to shift from blaming victimhood, dwelling on victimhood, from enhancing guilt, from pointing the finger to collective responsibility. Because blaming is toxic, dwelling on victimhood is suicidal. We are going to work for justice and peace. This is our determination, this is our perseverance, and we are looking for reconciliation based on justice. We don't believe in cheap grace, we believe in action, we believe in doing things, we believe that we can live together. And this is the inevitability of history. Someone defines diplomacy as the art of delaying the inevitable. We need to speed up the inevitable. And it's only one option, to live together. The other option is not healthy for Israel, for us, for anyone in the world. We want to live in peace, justice, dignity, enjoying our rights, and of course lead to reconciliation.
Amen.